Hi, my name's Keith and I'm known as the Florida Stone Man, and today I'm going to be talking to you about how to develop your relationship with God and your beautiful angels. This video is extremely important, and by no means am I perfect. I am a human like you guys, but it's something I am able to teach by the help of the Lord and by the help of my beautiful angels, is to how to move closer to God correctly, sincerely, wholesomely, because this world is full of the devil trying to move people away from God. And I understand that everyone has their own concept of God, but God is God. He operates a certain way. He doesn't operate a way that you want him to because you think that he knows you to the point where he'll let you just get away with certain things. He doesn't operate like that, and people get themselves in trouble and they don't understand why certain things happen around them. So you have to understand the Lord Jesus Christ is very strict but very loving. And this video is specific to Christianity. I respect your religion, I respect your cultures, although if you're not a Christian, this might not be the video for you, or if you're curious about Christianity in the correct way because it's not being taught correctly, that's the most damaging thing in the entire world. It's being taught incorrectly. It's being taught, people are not teaching it right. Church is not church. It used to be church. Look what's happening to churches. All the structures are falling down. Stuff is happening to people in the churches. Even in biblical, most of the stuff, look at the stuff of, what is it? I forget they're shooting something on set. And it's something holy and sacred of God, and something happened to the people on set, and something happened to their families, etc. But the thing is, and that's the biggest thing, you really have to take your relationship with God seriously, and you have to understand, and I'm going to say this right now because people really think this, God can see everything. He's not dumb. And people get offended when I say that. They're like, well, he's just going to watch everything I do. Yes, I remember I had a video. Look, you can check in the comment section. So I had people flip out at me. I flat out had people say, I remember I said everything you do is ever recorded. Everything in the spiritual realm is being watched. God saves everything. And people were snapping at me. People said I can't hang around you because you told me God's always watching me all the time. And I'm like, if you're bothered by that, you think you're getting into the kingdom of God like that? Like, well, heaven's a vibration. No, it's not a vibration. You'll find out very quickly when you go into Sheol. There's a lot of spirits who want to come back because they're like, oh, whoops, I got it wrong. Yeah, it's because people are like, well, heaven's what you make of it. That's what demons say to get you away from God so you can act however you want so that you go to hell. And essentially hell. You don't think you're going to go, it's not hell, it's Sheol, it's different columns. There's worse columns in Sheol. Sheol is pretty big. So I'm not going to tell you what Sheol is like because I tell you guys, look where you're heading. And I'd like you guys to make it to the gates of heaven, which I'll talk about that in a future video if the Lord lets me, if my beautiful angels let me. So, number one, as an angelologist, you answer to God. You answer to God and they answer to God. If you're trying to go around God, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't. It does not work like that. And this is some of the most tragic things in the entire world. My understanding of what from people I've talked to, they think, I'm not laughing at this, but this is just wild. I don't know how a lot of people have not read the Bible, which it's a long book and it's tough to read, so it's okay. But make sure you're doing research on certain things in the Bible that you talk about, which, well, that's exactly what I do. My angels say, if you're not going to say it right, read it and then teach it because you are held accountable, which I 100% do. So let me talk about this right now. People think that God's only connecting with them on Sundays. Or only talking to them on Sundays. Only and how people operate, and this is, I'm like cringing right now, like, oh, because this is highly disturbing. Or people will be like, I talked to God this morning, and then they'll go throughout their day, like they'll be like what's it called, like Daddy's little prince or princess when they're praying, and then throughout the day they're gonna be the most awful person in the whole world, and they don't realize that God's directly next to them, like literally watching them, like standing next to them, being like, what are you doing? It's nuts. And if more people were aware of this, a lot less people would go to Sheol or in the columns of the earth. I can't talk about too much of the columns of the earth because I don't want you guys even thinking about that, because you guys, through the Lord, you will get into heaven through Jesus. So that's the thing. It's disturbing. This video kind of disturbs me a little because it actually changes people's behavior. So how you develop your relationship with God is by being sincere. People are not sincere. Because I remember this is a story. He was in a blue car. Oh, I just outed him. I'm like, I'm not gonna say who it is or who he's driving. He was in a blue, a very lavish blue car, and it was down the street from here. Oh, I just gave away the location too. So it was down the street from here, and this dude drives. I don't even know what it was. It was like some kind of like peanut butter and I don't know car names like that. So yes, the angel's not giving me the car's name. Okay, he said Camaro, and then he said another car name. So it was something. It was a really nice car, and the dude was feeling himself, and he was like a businessman. So he's young. He's like a businessman, because you can tell he has like a suitcase in his car or whatever. He's dressed up, and he's in the passenger seat, and people are sitting in traffic. No, people are sitting, and if the road stops, the road stops for a reason. Which that guy got humbled, and now he's closer to God now. But that's not the details of that are not important. So the thing is, you have to understand. I'm smelling frankincense in the window. Oh my Lord, thank you. So the big thing is, this dude, and I'm thinking, I'm oh, okay, let's not get fiery here. But this dude, the traffic stops for a reason on the beach. It stops for a reason on the beach, and you stop when the road stops. So the road stopped, and he's like, well, and there's a middle lane where that's actually a turning lane, and he goes flying through it, full speed. And you know why it stopped? It's because it was a crosswalk with a whole family full of kids. Like, just nothing but like 20 little kids. And they were all walking, and they all had to jump to a stop because he flew through it, because he thought he was better than them, because he had a better car. And yeah, because he had a better car. Because that's exactly how people in Florida think, unfortunately. I don't do this anymore. I just leave it up to God now. But I'm glad I did this, because there was a reason behind it. At the time, I was enraged. I was just like, you almost killed our family! And I just lost it. And I'm not going to say I road raged. I'm like, I basically turned into a different person. I was like, oh, God. And I don't road rage at all. I'm like, oh, God. So I hit the gas, and I flew in front of this dude. Like, God made it possible for me to do it, not without getting into any trouble or anything like that. But I stopped, and I basically stopped my car directly in front of him. Like, literally, I clogged the street so that other cars on the other side could go, but he couldn't go anywhere. He was like boxed in. He couldn't run away. And I jumped out of my car, and I basically said to him, and I know it's Florida, it's too dangerous to be doing that. It's back then too, so it's not recent. And I said to him, you almost killed her. And I got into a whole different voice, whole different modes, whole different face, whole different stone man. It's like, it's not stone man, it's like jagged stone man. It's like sharp rock man. It's like, I was just like, you almost killed our family. And I felt like grabbing him. I felt like ripping him out of the car, but I'm not that kind of road rage. I'm not aggressive, but I'm like, and I said, you're gonna talk to God, and you're gonna talk to him about exactly what you did, because he was this far away from hitting like 20 kids, like children, like babies, like 4-year-olds just walking through the crosswalk. And I could not, it was this close, and I'm just like, I almost saw a whole bunch of lives end because of this dude. And let's just say I scared him to the point of him using the bathroom, and I wasn't trying to be scary. I said, you gotta talk to God. And what he said is, and he basically said, I'm sorry. I'm like, I'll talk to him this Sunday. I'm like, Sunday? And I'm like, he'll hear me on Sunday. I'm like, he sees what you do now. What are you doing? And I'm like, that was just mind blowing. I'm just like, and meanwhile, people like starting to beep and whatever, because I was in the street. I'm like, Sunday? Is that how you think God works? He's like, I'll just say sorry for on Sunday. I'm like, ha! You don't know how God works. I'm like, what? And I'm like, just like, I screamed at him, you say sorry to him now. You don't hit the gas pedal until you start talking to God. And I got back in the car, and from then I was just like, people really operate like this. And look at some pastors now. God does not work like that. This turned into a different video. God does not work like that. You're not gonna be sneaky. You're not gonna be sly. There are people who commit all adulterous, murderous acts, and then they'll be like, oh, I'll do it on Sunday. I'll talk to God on Sunday. God's standing with you all the time. People don't understand that. People are like, well, I'll just steal this now because no one's watching. Like, oh, I'll talk to God on Sunday about it. Like, he won't be mad. Are you kidding me? Thou shalt not steal. Like, So the thing is, people sabotage their relationship with the Most High God by not thinking he's with them all the time. He's literally standing next to all of you. Oh, I wonder if he could see me from heaven. He's directly next to you. If you knew that, then you wouldn't be doing the most of, you'd feel closer to him, but you wouldn't be doing most of the things you're doing, or you'd actually know. So this video, it's one of those videos that I let you know, God's directly standing next to you. Jesus is directly next to you. He's within, if you stick out your arm, you could probably touch Jesus. He's directly next to you. He's always watching you. So I don't normally tell people this, but this is important because this video is getting people to move closer to God. So he's within arm's reach. Literally, he can, I'm not going to say much more, but he's with you. He's always with you. He loves you. He's with you. He'll slap you on the butt if you're being bad, but people are completely oblivious to that. And you find out when you get into the afterlife. You will find out when you get into the afterlife. Most of your angels that you talk to are within our arm's reach. So when you stretch out your arm, you normally can touch them. So people don't understand that. So to move closer to God, be sincere. You gotta be sincere. People are just like, I almost said it. Certain pastor, to censor myself. I almost said it again. Well, the angels are saying it. If you can hear the angels right now, probably. So they're saying who it is. But a pastor, for example, went to certain parties and did really, let's just say, did stuff, and said, I'll just talk to God about it and I'll be forgiven for it. That's not how God works. And then they'll, like, so 6 days of the week you could be the worst person in the world, and the 7th day you're just like, look how the law works. Look how the physical law works. Okay, it's just, I'm gonna switch this to how you can move closer to God, because that's the thing. People don't understand. Like, they're like, oh, he was watching me. Like, they think they did something wrong and they're worrying about karma, but it's literally, it's almost insulting to the intelligence of the Lord that you don't think he can see like that. Like, it's just wild. And then, the other video I had a while ago, I'm like, God, everything you're seeing is recorded. Every action and deed is recorded. And people snapped at me. And then some people were trash talking God in the comment section. Those people are not around. The thing is, I speak truth, and I make certain videos for a reason. Certain people have actually gotten, ask your angels, most importantly, ask the Lord, because I can't say certain things. The people who talked about God are no longer on this planet. The people who trash talk in that comment section, they're gone. That's why I'm telling you guys, save yourselves. Don't go trash talking God. And I can't say much more about that because I'm not allowed to. But save yourselves. So for the people who are like slightly dishonest watching this video, because there are some people, I'll talk to you guys who are like, for example, it's usually not people who've gotten a custom necklace, because a lot of people who have gotten a custom necklace have clean karma, and that's why they're able to get to the custom necklace. Through the Lord that's blessed. And so for people who I'm helping, so that's why I make sure my tutoring programs are specifically for people who have a custom necklace. You're not going to get tutoring from me unless your energy is clean. So I'll talk to people like, well, no, I didn't know. I'm like, why is all the crazy stuff happening to you? Like, for example, they'll ask, why is life so crazy for them? And I look into their life. The Lord will show me, my beautiful angels will show me, and I'm like, you're doing a lot. Like, no, I'm not doing anything. Like, no, I'm innocent. Like, look, I'll see, for example, I'll look into a woman's day. Oh, great. And they'll be like, I'm not supposed to say one. And they'll be like, well, I can't understand why this stuff going on. I'm innocent. I'm close to the Lord. I'm close to God. I pray. And I look into their day, and this person literally is in Waffle House. Like, it's literally start throwing stuff over the counter. They go to the gas station. They knock stuff over. They drop stuff. They break stuff. They litter. They're doing stuff all throughout the day. And it's just like, no, I'm innocent. No. Like, you don't think you're doing, just because you say, just because you deny it, doesn't mean it erases the deed. So to move closer to the Lord, you got to be sincere. In that aspect, sincerity is how you move closer to the Lord. So be sincere. So question your feelings throughout the entire day. So on the other aspect, for people who are on the right track doing good, question your feelings throughout the day. Are you feeling needy? Are you feeling grateful? If you're feeling needy, switch it to gratitude. If you actually want to elevate, start giving gratitude. If you want because God has, if you've prayed for something 1,000 times, it's being answered. So just zip it. He gets sick of hearing, can I have this? Can I have this? Can I have this? Because it means you don't expect it. Say, thank you for, I have this. It's on the way. I'm grateful say this from now on. I'm grateful that it's on the way, because it is. He heard you. So it's kind of like, for example, if I'm in a classroom and I say to someone, like, I'm going to give you the pencil. Just give me a second. I'll just give me a second. I'm doing something for you right now. I'm doing something else for you right now. And can I say, can I have a pencil? Can I have a pencil? Can I have a pencil? I'll just get it from someone else, and I'll just get it from someone else. I'll make my own pencil. It's like, you don't trust me to give you the pencil? I have the pencil. I said I'm busy. Hold on a second. Have some patience. So the biggest aspect about your relationship with God and your angels is fully sincerity. So everything after sincerity, everything else will have clarity. So when it comes to clarity, make sure you're being very clear about what you're intending, your intentions, what you believe, what you're saying, what you're practicing, the deeds you're doing. Make sure your record is clear. Like energetic record. Make sure you're not doing anything bad. Make sure you're not stealing. Make sure you're not lying. Make sure you're not hurting people. Make sure you're just doing nothing but good. Like, do good and it will come back to you. So I'm like, well, I do good. But then you look at this person and say, if you don't know you're doing something bad, ask the Lord to show you. So he'll make it very obvious, because that's how you move closer to God, being sincere, having a relationship that's fully sincere. So I'll make more videos like this. This actually had been the most important video. It's because people are like, what? And then the last part about this video, you have to crave it. You really have to crave it, because if you ask yourself every single day throughout the day, how can I move closer to God? What can I do? What can I do? He'll literally start physically manifesting in this world. He will literally show up. God can literally do anything he wants. If God wants to show up, he can show up. And when I mean show up, he can surprise you. He can walk in public and be someone, or he could just basically appear. I mean, God is God. He can do anything he wants. In the Bible, he showed up as a person. He can do anything he wants. He can surprise you. He can come as an animal. He can just like look at you as a bird. He could be, I mean, he could do anything he wants. He could be a song. He could play himself, basically play a song, and you can hear the lyrics. So basically you're hearing what God wants you to hear through the lyrics. So he can manifest in any way he desires to, because he's God, and he can do whatever he wants. So when you keep asking, how can I move closer to God? How can I purify my vessels? My angel, let me know this video's getting long. How can I do better? How can I, like, what am I doing wrong? How can I stay in the right? How can I ask questions all throughout the day? What can I do to become better? Ask questions. Ask. No one's perfect. We're not expected to be perfect. The nature of humans is not perfect. Look at the first humans. Adam and Eve, Cain and Abel. I mean, certain patterns have occurred, but your relationship and how much you crave it, because we're not perfect. There's no perfect human. Only perfect one is Jesus, okay? So that's it. Just assume you don't know everything. Assume half knowledge, and your relationship with God will develop. Assume that assume you could do something better. Assume you could upgrade. Just assume the best, and the best for yourself. And be humble. Be very sincere, and know that God's with you and watching you all the time, not just on Sundays. If you have any questions, ask in the comment section. Get a custom necklace from FloridaStoneman.com. They're blessed through the Lord. Every single person who has gotten the custom necklace and who has actually tried, and most people actually really do try, because that necklace takes people to the next level. It takes you to a miraculous place through the Most High God. It makes earth feel like heaven. If you have any questions, ask them in the comment section. Until then, I'll see you guys next time. Ciao.